and remain in one shop for 10 years, God forbid. That shop can be, but will have produced many more. We're going to be dealing with trusting God for help. Different sort of people. I understand some of us are no business people. I'm not doing business. It's none of my business. I don't have any business as far as I'm concerned. And I'm not thinking of doing business. But let me tell you one of the things that you have to understand about life, especially the reality of the world that we live in right now. Even if you are not doing business, you must have business mindset. You must be conscious of the fact that things have changed. You can't live an outstanding life if you don't have the understanding of what it takes to run effective business. If you work in an organization, one of the things that guarantees your elevation and promotion quicker and faster is that you'll be able to think like the employer is thinking. There is something at the topmost mind of every employer, every business owner. It's called profit. That's what the person is thinking about. Every business owner wants to make profit. And all other factors and parameters are connected together to achieve that. Now, the moment that man or woman sees a trait in you that there is something you do or you are thinking that is helping him to achieve that goal, you won't need to beg for it. The promotion comes. He wants you to be. That's exactly what happened in Genesis 39, talking about the story of Joseph. And the Bible says, and Joseph was put in charge of all things, as far as Potiphar's house was concerned. So even if you are not doing business, you need to understand that you must think like your employer is thinking. Glory to God. Now, different things I will touch this by, but I will get to the core of it very quickly. And I'm praying to God for understanding this morning. Luke chapter 19, verse 13 that we read. Look at this in New King James. This is an instruction given to us. Look at this, Luke chapter 19, verse 13. And if you read Matthew chapter 25, the story of the man who gave gifts to his servants. And the Bible says, so he called 10 of his servants, delivered to them 10 minas. Look at that word, $10, 10 whatever, and said to them, what did he say? What did he say? So it's an instruction. Do business until I return. So in doing business, there are different things. I'll pick it from the basic, but I will dive into some things that are very critical and important. So for those of you who are thinking about business, and let me say this, you need to think about it. You must have this understanding I just told you of having something to do. Even if you are employed, have something by the side that you can always put together to take care of your needs. One thing you have to understand about human needs, they are insatiable. You can't meet them. So if you don't want to live consistently in pressure, you must have this idea that it is important to have something by the side that you can always leverage in per time. And I've told us there are 3 different areas that you think about. The first is you must have a product. The second is to be able to sell. And the third is to be able to manufacture something. Now, you have to find which area can you function here. If you don't have what it takes to manufacture or to produce something, you can sell. And sales is something that is phenomenal. You don't need to have any product. Or no, this is not product. This is actually service. Let me use service here. You don't need to produce anything to be able to sell. Do you get what I'm saying now? The reason why some of us are stranded is because you feel, I need a lot of money in order to go into business. I want to get there. But you realize that you can run business without having any product of your own. That's why selling is coming in. And that's why service is coming in. I can provide any form of services without having anything anywhere, which is very important. Those who do agency kind of business, they provide services. What that simply does is position yourself between the buyer. There are two set of people that are very important when you talk about doing business. You talk about the buyer and the seller. Now, you are not the buyer and you are not the seller. You can be in between these two people and smile to the bank on a consistent basis. All you need to do is find the buyer for the seller. And every seller is looking for buyers. If you position yourself as someone who can be in between, then you make money and smile to the bank. Can I tell you one interesting part of this is that as the person here, it is possible to even make more money than the seller. Do you get what I'm saying now? It depends on how you are able to present yourself and position yourself. Do you get what I'm saying now? So that is very important. So when you are thinking business, don't think about, I will need so much. I need a shop. I need a car. You don't need all of those things. You can run business successfully with all of those things. Great. You take that? All right. So for those who are thinking of starting out, I just told you, one of the questions you ask yourself is, what do I want to do? I want to provide a service, and it's unlimited. Or unlimited. You can't, there is no limit to it. You can provide, that's what Uber does. And let me also say this, that you must not forget, if you are able to get this done, doing business, making money is connected to one thing. You know what that thing is? What is that? See, if this is solved, you will make money. If your concern and your objective and your goal is, I want to be all out to meet a need or certain needs. If you are able to do this successfully, you make money. It's not difficult. You make money. So somebody woke up and felt it's difficult for people to move from one point to the other, point A to point B. I will have to walk all out to the bus stop or to the car park to move to my destination. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of stress. And somebody feels, I want people to be able to comfortably and with ease at their own point have access to a ride, come to them, and take you to your destination, and with a little bit of comfort and ease. It was that need that somebody spotted and then created all that we have today. You identify a need of hunger, and that one you can't solve it to the end of Jesus. Jesus comes. Do you understand what I'm saying? You find the need. People are hungry. Do you agree with me? And can I tell you, people will be hungry till Jesus comes. And if you identify that as a need, and you feel, I want to solve hunger problem, and you do something about it, then you smile to the bank. If you identify the need of nakedness, we're talking about Maslow's hierarchies of need. Now, I just remember now, there are three lowest basic levels of that Maslow's discovered. And one of those, the three of them, apart from all the other levels, some of us have not gotten to those levels. There are people who have gone beyond these three levels. They have gotten to, their problem is not the problem of what to eat, what to drink. They're not worried about that. Lord, how can they're talking about relevance. They're talking about how to live a significant life. How can my name be a household name? When I die, what will people say about me? That's their problem. Where to live is not a problem. So Maslow's talked about the basic three needs, and which is the lowest needs of man: food, clothing, and housing. Roof. You will agree with me that these are basic. You know what? I just discovered that men, especially married men, what put them under pressure is not that they don't have a car. In most cases, what put men under pressure is that there is no food at home. And then you don't have good clothes to wear. So somebody identifies this, and let me say this. If you want to make money faster, walk around these three. It will help you. You do all the other things you do, but think about all of these. So that's why you see one of the largest industries in Nigeria today is which one? Is housing. The real estate guys are making it big. I mean big. You see how they launch out en masse and making a lot of money, because this is a major problem. People need a roof over themselves. So identify all of these things. And there are so many other areas. And here you talk about transportation and all of this. Identify where can I function? Where can I play in this space that I want to focus on? And don't forget, even when you identify it, you don't need to be a key player. What I mean by a key player is that you don't need, that's what Uber played out to us. You don't need a car to do transport business. Identify someone who needs to move from point A to point B, and then provide that connection, and then you get the commission. The good thing about that is, and that's I'm just telling you, that one of the greatest business you can do is the business of commission business, that you can get commission from both parties. Is that okay? That the person who is the car owner, you get a commission, and bringing you to the person who needs the car, I get a commission from you on both sides. That's very important. So let me run, because that's not my major. So for a start, let it be known that whatever you want to do, this is very critical. The first thing is to think big. Think big. Whatever it is that you want to do, at any level, let the beginning of your conception be that you're thinking of, what will this thing produce for me? Let me tell you this. I am trusting God that we will not raise people who are going to do business because of what to eat and what to drink. That you will go beyond that level of, I'm running business, the reason why I'm going out every day is because that I can get money to eat and what to drink. No. That you will go beyond that level. And in thinking big, I talk about need. And when you talk about need, you cannot separate people from this. So you think about, how many lives do I want to transform? How many lives do I want to influence? How many people do I want to reach out to? When you're thinking about that, then there are pictures that will be coming to your mind, and then, so you think big. That's the first thing that you have to do. Start with your mindset is very important. What do you see of yourself? If you can start with selling pepper by the side or in front of your house, it's not a problem. But let it be that your first point of call is that you have a bigger picture of whatever it is that you want to do. The next thing is that you can start small. First, you look at this order. The order is not to start small. The order is to think big first. It is that mindset that will drive every other things that you want to drive. Because if you don't have this, you can stay in a room for the next 30 years. And guess what the deception is? You will think that you are making progress. The reason why you think you are making progress is because you are changing your clothes. You have food to eat. And it's not looking like you are hungry or you are bad. Start small. The starting small has to do with two things. Number one, start with what you have. If you read my books, The Boarding CEO, it's part of the things I listed there. The problem with many people is that I want to start something, but I don't have so much to start. But you make a mistake that you don't need so much to start. Start with whatever you have. The man of God asked the woman whose husband was dead, and then he said, they're going to take my sons away and help me, man of God. And then the man said, at that point, he was thinking that the man of God was going to pray for dollars to come from heaven and say, take $1 million, go and solve your problem. I want you to understand the way God works. It's a principled God. He does not break his principles. So there are principles as far as doing business is concerned. So the man of God said, okay, the question was, what do you have in your house? The way naturally every one of us will want to think is the way the woman thought and responded. I don't have anything. There is nothing I have. That's the way some of us are thinking right now. There is nothing I have. I am a poor woman. I'm a poor man. I'm a poor boy. I don't have, my father is not rich. My mother is not rich. I have nothing. And so then she remembered, I don't have anything, but I have a jar of oil at home. And the man of God said, that's all enough that I need. And he said to her, go sell. You know the story. The key word there is, I'm going to bless you, but as a process you have to also go through. You learn the act of doing business. Go to the market and sell. And then pay your debts and then live on the rest. Start with what you have from where you are. For some of us, you realize that you don't need all those things you are burdening yourself about. A young man came to me and said, sir, I want to take a bank loan. I said, what do you need a bank loan? He said, this is what business I'm doing. And then I just want to get a car so that I can use it to do my business. I said, okay, so how old is this business? What has it produced? What are you doing with the business? I just told you, you will die of high blood pressure because you will take the bank loan and you'll not be able to pay back, and they will take everything away from you, both the car and your sleep. So you don't need it. So start with what you have from where you are. Where you are is good enough. Start from your house. Start from your room. Start from your bedroom. It doesn't matter. Whatever it is that you want to start, you're busy chasing people looking for money to rent a shop. You don't need it. Use your bedroom to start. Let me tell you something. Nobody cares whether you are in bedroom or bathroom or any room. The only thing they care about is what you have to offer. I want something, you're able to provide it. That's all. I don't care where it's coming from. I can't forget the experience that I had from a sim. Maybe I'm going to show you the picture of that room one day. I'm going to show you the picture of that room. Interesting room. I took our kids to that building. It's a wonderful space. Massive. One place that my mother came there and said, this one looks like a shop. Because the room was facing the road. When I opened my door, everybody passing by will be seeing everything in the room. And that's where we have to start from. I couldn't afford to rent a shop. I had to start. So one day somebody called and said, I like to meet with you. I don't just want to have a phone call, conversation, and all that. I said, well, come to where I am. Unfortunately, by the time he came, guess what I was doing that day? I was cooking beans. So the man said, sorry, sir, I hope you are not offended. This odor of beans. He said, no problem. We struck a deal. And everybody was fine. You get what I'm saying? I'll start from where you are. Then the third one, grow big. Grow big. Let me run. Grow big. Number one, think big. Number two, number three, don't just start small and remain small. Now let me say this. It may not sit well with some people, but it's a challenge that you have to throw to yourself, that I did on myself. It is forbidden to be in a place for 10 years. One place, it is forbidden. God forbid. I remain in one shop for 10 years, God forbid. That shop can be, but will have produced many more. It should produce many more. Now, if you are thinking of transport business, it is forbidden to use one car for several years. That car does not produce another one. It is forbidden. You can start with 5,000, but in the next 1 year, it should not be 5,000. Something must be done. You must be intentional to make sure this 5,000 naira business must become 50,000 naira. And you have to deliberately make that decision. Grow big. Don't remain small. I started from one room. Praise God. But that was not my hand. I had to pull out. From there, rented a shop, and then move to somewhere bigger, and move to somewhere, and move to somewhere. Grow and grow big. You can start with a product that everything you can gather together. If you calculate everything together from heaven and earth, the worth of that business is not more than 50,000 naira. That awesome. But don't stay there. Don't be too comfortable. You know, I've told you the danger of comfort. Don't be too comfortable with comfort. Grow big. The next is to stay big. That is a lot of work. It's a lot of work. It's cheap to start. But when you get to a point, to stay there, you will need to do a lot of work. It's the same way. To make money is not difficult to. When you get to a point, to sustain that flow of resources, you will need to sweat. Sometimes your hand will be banging because you don't want this thing to diminish. It's a lot of work. That's why I recommend, don't just stay in one corner and be throwing stick and think you have arrived. Go for trainings. I don't want business training somewhere and you're just sitting down because you think you have a business for 50,000 naira. Go and learn how the people who have done a business of 5 million. You are doing a business of 1 million naira and you think you have arrived. Somebody is doing 100 million. I can't imagine it. I've been in different conferences where I saw guys discuss millions, hundreds, and they broke my heart. Say guys in their 30s, 40s discuss billions. Say what? What? And I know they don't steal. I I know they are not thieves. I know them. I know them, they are Christians. I know them. Not that from afar. I have close access to them. I know they are not doing 419 business. So I am interested. What do you know to get to this point? That's one of the things it requires. That's why I talk about having mentors. People who can tell you, and sometimes they will give you a push that will put fire in your bum. You go and you won't be able to sleep. What that does, it puts you at a point where you want to do more. Stay big. Very important. So let me quickly say this. I just hope I'll be able to meet up. There are two set of people. If you want to do business and do it well and scale that business well, we are divided into three. We have the low income, mid income, Anna, and we have the high income. In business terms, you call these people HNI. Call them high net worth individual. People who are okay. Their problem is not, I hope you know, certain people's problem is not money. It's what to do with the money. Are you aware there are people like that? They say, God, kill only for no. You know, they now look at it. Okay, Third Mainland Bridge, the water. I want to buy it. They don't know what to do with money again. The money is there. Some of you are thinking, oh, I want to buy a plot of land. They tell you, how much is it? 500,000. I say, even if they kill my papa, I can't raise it. Somebody is thinking about a plot of land. 500 billion. And it's no big deal. They have the resources. These are the people. Some, they are not poor, they are not rich. They are in between. But there are some people here, their prayer is, Lord, give us this day. By the way, let me let you know, some people have left that level of prayer points. They don't wake up to say the Lord's prayer. Our Father has never been there. Give us this day our daily bread. That's not their prayer point too. You know what they pray? Lord, give me capacity to provide daily bread for people. That's their own prayer. They are not asking for God giving them. They are asking, Lord, how many people do you want me to give? They are now the answer to that prayer. How many people can I give daily bread? So there are people who feed people on daily basis. But this is what I want to bring out. If you're doing business or you want to do business, my recommendation, out of these three set of people, if you want to get it done faster, target this above this. Do you get what I'm saying? Let me tell you the truth. You may not believe it. The rich make money from here. You don't know. You don't understand how this thing works. The rich target the poor to increase their wealth. You know what they do? They look at the numbers, because this is where you have the numbers. And business success is driven by numbers. It's about the numbers. What do you think Cadbury was thinking about when they produce, is it carrot or what is the name of that chewing-gum? That chewing-gum. No, that's this chewing-gum. Is it Chlorate or something? There's a chewing-gum now. Is it Chlorate? That green color Chlorate. What do you think? What do you think a whole almighty Cadbury was thinking? Because with 20 naira, you can buy Chlorate. That small one. I think it's just 2 pieces in that small pack. 2 pieces, right? How much is it? 50 naira. It's now 50 naira. It was 20 naira. What do you think Almighty Cadbury will be thinking to do with 50 naira product? 50 naira. What is 50 naira? That we can dash a cereal. But they understand the game. It's about numbers. If we sell this product 50 naira and they look at the numbers in Nigeria, we are how many? How many millions? 200 million? Over 200. So let's say, now let me tell you how this thing works. Take that 10% of that numbers. 200 million, what's the 10% of 200 million? Huh? 20 million. So take 20 million people, because these people are in that category. They can afford 50 naira. It's not a big deal. So they target 10% of them. That's 20 million people. Sell a product at 50 naira to 20 million. How much is that? How much is that? Huh? How much? Please do the calculation for me first. Is it 1 million? 1 billion. Have you thought about it before? Have you imagined that before? And they can do this volume in 1 month. Multiply by 12 months. Do you get what I'm saying? So you when you're doing business, find out what can I do that the poor will most likely need. And it will be something that will not be expensive, that any poor person can easily afford. Do you get what I'm saying? I may not be able to dwell in on that much. These people are good, but they won't give you fast, quick money. In fact, they may give you a lot of, but another set of people that some of you may not have that capacity right now is this set of people. There are not too many of them, but the few of them will deliver to you quickly, faster, the kind of resources that you need. An average high-income earner can afford to spend 1 million naira in 1 hour. Now, 1 hour is too much. So what do you think about is, what can I do that will attract this kind of person? What kind of product or services can I offer that will get this person to come on board? So you think about that. That's why I said one of the things you need to do is to start with thinking big. That's the first thing. If you don't think big, you will not be able to attract these people. Because these people, the only way you can get them to buy from you is to reason like they will reason, to think what they will think. You get what I'm saying? Very important. So the question you ask, who is he or who is she that can afford to pay me 1 million naira at once? Very important. I was asking one of our brothers, and I said, you know what does it take to do one transaction and you get 1 million? Not that you are doing business of 10,000 in 100 places. A business of 100,000 in 10 places. One business. So those people are here. Find out who they are. I was discussing with one of us who does dry cleaning business. And then I said, see, they will pressure you. They'll give you a headache. While you are doing this dry cleaning or cleaning business for the poor, one of the best things you can do for yourself is to target the rich. And I said, what do you do? How do you get them? Go to where they are. Go to where they are. In most cases, they won't come to where you are. You have to go to where they are and position yourself. Be like Zacchaeus, who had to climb the sycamore tree for Jesus. So imagine Jesus as the high net worth individual that you want to get. Some of you need to climb the tree for Jesus to recognize you and for your customers to recognize you. That's very, very important. So let me try and tidy up. See a few minutes more. Three C's that I'll quickly talk about. I'll just point them out briefly. There are three C's that are very important. Number one, C, talk about capital. So I'll put them, then I will arrange them back. Let me talk about contacts. Let's talk about contacts, capital, and then contracts. Right. Can we say this together? Contacts. So let me ask you one simple question. Out of these three, which one do you think is the strongest? Huh? Minimal. Which one do you think you would prefer to go for? Huh? Contacts. You don't want contracts. But this is huge. Capital. If you want capital, raise your hand. Wow. You see what I'm saying? Somebody wants capital. Powerful. So let me quickly break it down. These are very powerful, important. But if you are doing or thinking about doing business, I will recommend you start first with contacts. And this is what drives everything you do. I'm telling you. That's what drives everything. And whatever it is that you're thinking about doing, want to sell a product, want to sell an item, this is what drives. And I'm going to quickly break it down and I'll touch on them. When you think about contacts, there are so many things that you must pay attention to. Number one, talk about the people. You can write that down. And when you talk about the people, they are broken into different parts. We'll talk about your customers. I hope you know that without these people, your business is ruined. That's why they say customers are king. Take them out. If you do food business, you will eat. You will eat the fruit yourself, the food yourself. You know when the Bible says, you will eat the fruit of your labor. That's what it's. That scripture will find fulfillment in your life. If the customers are not there, you will eat all the food by yourself. And when we talk about the customers, there are two sets of customers. We have this external and internal. And I'm going to explain this quickly, time not on my side. So if you have customers, I'm sure some of us are already operating at that level. You understand what I'm saying? Is that the people here, most of the times you focus on the external. People should come from outside. But there are certain sort of people that you need to treat them as customers. They are your internal customers. Call them your staff. See, I'm talking from experience. If you want your business to thrive and see the light of the day, don't joke with these people. They can kill this if they are not careful. They will frustrate these external people. And once these external people are frustrated, they will stop coming to do business with you. That's why you have to do everything possible to balance. Somebody say, forget about this, get to hell. Do. Okay, they will show you. I called one of our friends recently, just a few days ago. I said, but it's been a long time we heard from you and all of those things. And he said, my brother, thank you for checking on me. Just that. This, he told me, is ordeal. These internal customers are showing him pepper. Because they go behind to meet these customers, the external customers, and corner job. The job that should come to him, they say, Baba, we can do it cheaper. And the reality is, they can do it cheaper. And they will find a way to get it cheaper. Every customer is looking for how to actually get it cheaper. They may not consider the aftermath effects, but at that time, they don't mind. If they will get it cheaper, 10% cheaper, 10,000 cheaper, they won't mind. So when somebody shows you can get it cheaper, say, okay, we'll do it. And then, so that's why you have to be very careful in treating these people. Those two are very important. And that's for those you have gotten your business to the point where you can afford to have one or two people. And let me quickly say this. This may not be ideal for some of us here. It is very important to get to know that there is a point you do business to that you have to think beyond you and find a way to get one or two persons to help you with certain things. I have learned this from experience. There is a limit to what you can do and how far you can go as an individual. I'm telling you. So you will think you have it covered. I can do it by myself. Yes, you can do it by yourself. But you do it by yourself to a point, and that business will remain at that point. Because you will need other people. How many places can I go? They call for meetings. You want to be at the meetings all by yourself? You will go for the meetings. And then when there is a need to do another meeting, they will tell you because you come late, we can't give you that business. You now find out you begin to lose businesses and customers. That sometimes what you need is to get in somebody to help you do it. And that's where you can focus on other important things. I just felt I should mention that. Very important. And there's another set of people that you cannot joke with. They're called your suppliers. See these people. If there's anything you can do, can I use the word, worship them? What did I say? Because, see these people, you need money to run business. But every money you are looking for is actually in the hand of people. And if you identify those people, do what you can to deal with them well. Because you can get supply free of charge. You need 100 million to do a transaction. These people can offer you that product without dropping a dime. And then they ask you, when you supply, come and pay us back. That you cannot. You see how contact is broken into pieces, these different places now. It's not about, so I need people. You will get the contact. The only thing some of us think about is the people that will come and buy my product. But at the end of the day, you realize that other areas are very important. Deal with your suppliers with honor, with respect. Let me quickly drop one or two ideas. When you identify them, now this is where something is critical here. Integrity is important. See where this is important. Once you are able to get these persons to supply you products or whatever it is, don't disappoint them. Don't fail them. Are you getting what I'm saying now? Some of the times you have been supplied some items and then you are supposed to pay back at a particular time, and then you think they won't arrest you, want to use that money for something else. Yes, you will use it, but you won't get the opportunity to get another supply next time. Then you will go and queue in the bank. Do you know how much it costs to get a bank loan? You don't want to know. The least you can get at a commercial bank right now is about 30% or 30-something percent. And somebody wants to offer you the same value for free. That's why I tell you, worship the person. Do everything you can. I'm not saying practically, no, that's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying do everything you can. One of the things I can recommend is this. Whatever you can, if they have something to do, show up. To show that you honor them, you respect them. They are happy that there's something connected from you to them. You get what I'm saying? Like I was telling Pastor Silas, I have some good Igbo friends. I mean, nice ideal, fantastic Igbo guys. Myself and my wife will travel long distance to go attend baby ceremony. One of the other ones that we attended, they served us meal. It was not my kind of meal, but I had to eat. So I was eating it. I was not eating. I was swallowing it. I can't remember the kind of soup it is, all this Igbo soup. As I was putting it, I was swallowing. I said, nah. But there's something that did. Because he was there, introduced me to his Igbo friends. I said, now meet my friend, meet my brother. And the wife was so excited that this is my husband's brother. That you cannot, if I walk into that shop today and I put my hands on anything, I walk out without dropping a dime. That's how powerful it is. Let me quickly say this, I've said it before. If you always need cash to get things done, then you're a poor man. One of the signs that you are poor is that you need cash at all times. There are certain times that it is not all about cash. It's about your good names. And good names are not easily come by. Treat them well. Identify those that can be in that position and then do everything. Now, let me give you another idea how to get a supplier to give you credit. You want me to tell you? On the first appearance, don't ask for credit. Do you get what I'm saying now? The first time you are meeting them, you say, sorry, sir. My name is Nkechi. I just want to tell you that I can do this business. You just give me, I will just go and come back. I say, okay, go and come back first. You don't get anything. The first time, do whatever you can. If all you can afford is one, buy one. Right? Show up again. Buy two and pay. Then show up again from 2 to 3. And they have seen how you are showing up. This one, he came back again. He bought 2. He came back again. He bought 3. And then the next time you are showing up, they have related with you. They have seen your face. That's why I tell you one of the things I do. When I want to build this, one of the things I do is that even though I know this thing can be gotten cheaper, maybe by 22,000, 3,000 from this other place, but I want to build a consistent relationship with this person. So what I do is I forgo the 2,000 that I'm supposed to get less. So I stay with this person. I buy from you to the extent that that relationship is there. You have seen my face over and over again. And then the day I'm showing up, I say, so do it this way. If you have bought to an extent and then you feel there is a demand to supply 10, I don't have money for 10. I have money for 2. But because you have been showing up at that time, you can now make a proposal. Give me 10. I have money for 2 or 3. I bring money for 7. That makes it very easy. The moment, now that's why I said, stay with them. That's why I talk about worship. Consistently make sure you are buying from them. Because the day they notice that you buy from the other person, that trust is off. They know that once you enter the market, you have no other place. Even though you have other options, they discover that you only come to them. Today, I can walk out of some shops with stuff without dropping any dime. That is what I have done, the style that I've used consistently over time. That's very important. Then, one of the other people that I've told you, your buyers, the people who buy from you, your external customers, pay attention to them. And that's very, very important. Let me close with this. In talking about contacts, one other thing that you must also pay attention to is your location. You know, the contact is broken into the different places. The people, don't joke with them. They talk about the address, your location, and all of those things. You can't do business without location. And this is what I mean. I'm not talking about physical location now. You don't need any physical address as it is right now. But let it be that if somebody wants to reach you, you can be easily contacted. What is the essence of doing business that we can't reach you? There's no physical address. There's no number to reach. We can't go online and search you out. There's no business. They're not doing business. That's very important. Don't just look for money for shop. Let me tell you my recommendation. If I will advise in this age and time, spend more money on invisible address. Spend more money. Let people be able to reach you, because there are people now that pay more attention to online contacts than the physical contacts. You will see somebody doing business and people are not, except for the kind of business you do, people have to come. Headache. Somebody's having a headache. He must come to shop because you have to diagnose and all of this. And I people think there's a way to diagnose now online. You get what I'm saying now? That's why everybody needs to step up. You get what I'm saying now? But whichever way, let there be a place that people can reach you. One woman sent something to me. She sent me a message in the night, and I think she called in the morning. I said, I hope you got my message. She said, yes. And she said something, said, because there are certain people who say when they go to bed, they shut down their phone and they switch off their data. I said, because I've had that before. And she has had that before. I said, I just hope that you are not one of them. I said, I cannot be. I can never be. It is not possible. My phone is only switched off if the battery is bad or the phone is bad. And that, it will hardly happen. It will hardly happen. Worst case scenario, it will be on silence or vibration. That you see, it's a level that you're operating at. I'm okay with it. You can operate, but that's why I talk about think big. Big people run their lives 24 hours. There is no time. They can make a demand at any time. And by the time they send you a message. So let me quickly say this. I want you to be very careful also. I know it works, but be mindful how you relate with people who are buying from you when it comes to the way you respond to them online. In terms of the customized messages and all of this, depending on the kind of people. I told you about the low income earner. You can deal with them anyhow, but there are certain very sensitive people. I also need to let you know there are certain buyers, when they call you twice, they won't call you again. They call you the first time, they call you the second time, you won't have the third time. And the interesting thing about it is that they have options. And once they get the next option, that may be it. Let me tell you the danger of that. Once you lose a customer, don't think you have lost a customer, because every customer has the capacity to produce another 4 customers for you. Talking about the power of reference. But when you lose one customer, you have not lost one customer, you have lost 4. So that's why it's important not to joke with contacts. We can't reach you. Your phone is down. I have multiple options. There is a power bank consistently inside my bag. Of course, I drive. I'm charging when I'm driving. When I'm not driving, power bank is there. You have options. Don't tell stories. Nobody's interested in your stories. We don't have power in we don't have light in our house. We are not serious. Forgive me. You are serious in Jesus. So that's why you have to see it as an investment. Go and buy power bank. It's an investment into your business. Don't think you are spending money. I told you, we'll talk about it. The lowest level, when you talk about finance, is spending. When you buy it, it's an investment into your business so that you are consistently active online. People reach out on consistent basis because there is some. Now, this is the sad part of it. You are posting advert online, but you cannot be accessible. It's a waste of effort. What is the use of advert online? When we need to reach you online, we cannot access you. They're just wasting time and resources. Very important. I'm going to stop here today. I won't be able to do the other C. We will do the other C much later. But let me emphasize this. Create a space for yourself. That's phone number. If you can't afford a physical shop yet, then do online shop. Then create an email, have social media for yourself. So let me give you a recommendation. Something that I think had worked to an extent. You have a personal platform. It is good also to create a platform for your business. Some of us have a business directly connected to us. The danger of that is that the day something happens to you, that business is closed. Try as much as possible to build the business in a way that without you. I met the program I said I went for. We've done business with these people for over a decade. It will amaze you that when I met some of them, I heard from different people, so you are the one we've been doing business with. So those who know me are the ones that this is a person. It means that for over a decade, some of them don't have an idea of who I am. But they know there is this organization that is doing this, and they are doing business with us. The day I learned that lesson I was sick, and I had to shut down my phone. Because I was not disposed to attend to calls. So I realized if I continue this, it means that once my phone is down, the business is closed. So I have to make sure I separate me in a way from the business so that even if my phone is off temporarily, there are other platforms and options that people can use to reach, and there are one or two people that can respond. That's another level entirely. But if you don't have that, at least create platforms in such a way that it's not just you, that people can talk to directly in court directly. But let it be that, for example, I know there is Olabode and there is binary. What it should be is that let people know Olabode and know binary, so that it will not just only be Olabode that everybody is relating with, that they see binary as an institution on its own, such that the day Olabode is not physically present, business is still running. It means that when we're creating platforms, in the name of binary. But I can use Olabode to also drive traffic. Because the truth also is that a lot of people will not come to buy from you based on sentiment. It will be based on emotions. And the emotion is connected to relationship. I love this man. I just love you. That's why I'm buying from you, even though I know someone else who does the same business. So it's no longer because of anything, but it's now emotional. You understand what I'm saying now? That is there. But there are certain times that I have dealt with people. I told you one. I have several people who I don't know. I'm telling you, physically, the day I met one of them at an event, he recognized me. I could not recognize him. I had to use sense to smile. I say, this is the person. I say, wow, I have to thank you. Thank you for doing business with us. That's almost like after 7 years. Do you get what I'm saying now? So that's how this thing is done. That's why you see businesses run consistently. How many places within Dangote will get to at a time? So don't limit yourself to the point where you just do business. It's only me. It's only this. If they cannot reach me, that means the business is gone. Try as much as. So when you create online presence, I have Segun Awolowo, then that is name. One other recommendation I can give is this. Just in case something goes wrong, just in case something happens, do this. Try and create, let me use the word, multiple channels, multiple platforms, doing the same business. In other words, if you go to Facebook, you'll see Helicom, right? Let there be another Helicom on the same platform, selling the same product. But this is how it works. That other platform may not carry the name Helicom. So if by chance you feel Helicom, I hate Helicom. See that woman that call herself Helicom? I don't like her. The worst, I just don't like her. So you create another platform, maybe you call it Omnicom. I say Helicom, I'm not buying. But Omnicom, I love Omnicom. I buy from Omnicom. Their drugs, powerful. So if there's Omnicom, I want to order. You know what has happened? Same person, multiple platforms. Whichever way. No, because online people, they can search from different people doing the same thing at the same time. So what that does, it gives you a leverage to be able to get from here. If this person is not seeing you, this person will see you. And that's a kind of wisdom. I learned that from this man. What's the name of this young man who, this content creator? That was Mark Angel. You know that young man? Awesome. That he created multiple platforms, that he was rolling out contents on different platforms. And whichever way it is, the money comes to him, directly or indirectly. Have you learned something this morning? So next time, maybe we'll talk about the other two C's, which is what? The capital, and then what?